Hi, I'm Barnabas. I'm currently an analyst at Nomura. So I'm firstly a financial controller, and secondly also an automation expert within my team, helping to automate workflow processes in our daily work. I started out at Nomura as a trainee in 2020. Right, as my company was actively involved in digital transformation, my boss at that time suggested that I could consider taking up AI for I, or AI for industry, as a way for me to get a good foundation to meaningfully contribute and participate in the initiatives that my company is undertaking. After going through this course, I'm much better able to communicate between the business and tech teams. So a lot of my learning for data science was very experimental, in the sense that I would take the data and just play around with it on Excel or R until it looks usable. Right, so that was very not rigorous. However, now that I've gone through the course, I have a better understanding of the process and the tools that are required to get data up to speed. As such, firstly, I'm better able to communicate when I'm working from home between the different teams. Secondly, I can also translate our business requests into something practical that the IT team can act on. I'm actively participating in digital transformation in my role right now. These are mainly workflow optimizations, an example of which would be preparing financial data for MAS submissions. Right, these new MAS submissions require more reports and more granularity in the data submitted. As such, these workflow optimizations that I help build reduce the number of man hours and also add in control checks, thus reducing the risk of manual errors. Right, so with these new skills that AI for I has given me, I am very excited to try and push out new codes in my role. However, my company will have practical concerns such as that about data infrastructure, ethical AI practices, AI governance, which are all something that I'm trying to learn more about in order to address these concerns they have about applying this or implementing this in a regulated environment. The hardest part for me in the AI for I course was the first few modules, where I had to learn how to use Python, understand the use of the various packages, and learn how to manipulate data within them. This was a lot more structured and rigorous than the trial and error methods that I would use previously in my own learning. Right. However, once I overcame this, progressing through the other elements of the course, such as model validation, data exploration, and the deep learning modules, were made much smoother and easier. My first misconception was that AI was this mysterious black box process. Right, after going through the course, I now know of the processes that go into preparing the data, splitting it for training and testing, and then finally deploying the AI model. My second misconception was that AI was this magical tool that you just threw at problems. However, I now know that you need good data in order to get a good result, which I previously took for granted. Firstly, I think that AI for I is well structured. You just have to follow along and you will naturally build up competency in this area. Secondly, I think AI for I will also help you understand concepts behind the buzzwords that are thrown around the news nowadays. Lastly, I think AI for I exposes you to cool ideas, and that hopefully sparks inspiration on how to apply AI or ML in your area.